Mayong adlaw mga amigo, my name is MJ and today I have read the second book of the Hunger Games, which is Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins. I really love this series. Like, you guys don't know how much I love this series. Like, when I first started reading The Catching Fire, it made me remember as to how much I love this book. Like, I have read the first book and I realized it there, but I realized it more when I read The Catching Fire. So, I have already read the first part of The Catching Fire, and these are my thoughts for the first part. Like, for example, I want to talk about how sinister Snow is. I mean, I do know that he is sinister in the first part of the book, but this book made him more sinister because of the first part where he threatened Katniss that if Katniss will not do the things according to his bidding, he will make something bad against Katniss' family or her loved ones. And that is really horrible. It made me remember all of those times in history in which powerful people in a government uses people as pawns instead of seeing them as human beings. And that's how politics is. Like, it also made me remind of Game of Thrones because some of the royalties in Game of Thrones think that way. They only think about themselves and not the people who are suffering. And second, I also wanted to talk about Rue from District 11 and what happened in District 11 in the first part of the book. So, in the first part, Katniss went on a victory tour, and one of the districts that they visited is District 11. And you can see there that people are uprising, and a lot of people are really devastated because of Rue and Trash, and that made my heart clench because I don't know why. Every time I read Katniss, like remembering Rue, I just bawled to tears because Rue is just an innocent child who is killed because of the barbaric games, and that made me like so sad. Like, I don't know, I'm about to cry right now. I'm really sorry. Okay. Anyway, and I want to talk about Gale and the scene where he was whipped because he was poaching outside of district. And I do know that the capital has this rule and everything, and he should have abided to it. But damn, their family is going hungry, and he needs the food because the government is trash and they're not taking care of their people. Like, what do they expect him to do? And he has a lot of siblings. Like, come on, that's really horrible. And when it was described as to how he was punished, it made me cry as well. And also, I want to talk about Pita. Pita is honestly just a sweet boy, and Katniss doesn't deserve him at all. Like, there was this line going around book Twitter in which Haymitch said to Katniss that despite the fact that if you're going to live like 1,000 of lives, you're not going to deserve pita at all. You don't deserve pita at all. And I agree with that because I don't think anyone deserves pita at all. He's just a really sweet soul. And yeah, so I'm going to continue reading the book now. So yeah, I have read part two of the Catching Fire, and it is about the quarter quell. And all I can say about quarter quell is that it's bullshit. Because in case you didn't know, quarter quell is where the capital decided that all of the tributes of the previous year will be fighting again for the Hunger Games. And for me, that is quite horrible because these tributes have been suffering after their own Hunger Games because of the nightmares that they have experienced. And then the capital is so sinister to the point that they're going to return the tribute to the arena. Basically, they're putting traumatized people back to their trauma, and that is really sad. And I also want to talk about Finnick Odair because when I was a child, I have always loved Finnick Odair, and then Sam Claflin took the role, and I have always liked Sam Claflin because he's just so handsome. And yeah, I just really love Finnick. And when I was a kid, also, I have read theories online about Finnick, and that made me so sad because the theory about Finnick is that right after the Hunger Games, when he was 14, when he won that, his body was sold to the people of the capital, and that's why he had gotten this image of being seductive. And that just made me sick in the stomach because he was 14 and his body was sold to the capital. And then there is Johanna Mason, and she has the same predicament as Finnick. And then when she did not agree with the capital or President Snow with regards to selling her body, President Snow killed all of her family members. That's why there's a line in a book in which Johanna said that she does not have anyone whom she loves anymore. And then there is BT and Virus, and I find their characters to be really, really smart. I love reading smart people in books. It made me so dumb, and that's why I love it. I just love BT and Virus, and I also want to talk about Cecilia because I don't think Cecilia is talked that much in like videos. Cecilia is one of the tributes for the quarter quell, and I just find her character to be really, really sad because she's a mother of three and then she's fighting again in the Hunger Games. And I think it would have been interesting if there is a story about the Hunger Games circulating about the character, like a character like Cecilia, who is a mother, because I think it will be a very, very interesting read. And also, when I read this when I was a child, when the tributes are protecting Pita, all I can think about is that it is sus and there is indeed something going on. And yeah, that's basically my thoughts for the second part of the book. And again, rereading this series as an adult made this series a lot better. And I'm actually very, very excited to read the third part of the book. So yeah, I have finished the Catching Fire by Suzanne Collins, and I have a lot of thoughts. And first of all, when I was a kid, I did not really like this book as much, although I still love it. I really don't like it compared to the first and last book because there are a lot of talking instead of action. But then I realized that the talking is very essential in this book because the characters are transitioning from people who are adhering to the capital and people who are against the capital. And yeah, the talking is very, very essential. And the second point which I want to talk about is that all this time Katniss loves Beta and she does not realize it. Just the fact that she wanted to keep Peta alive instead of herself, that says a lot. And most especially when Peta has actually hit the force field and then she was so scared that Peta died. She loved him so much, even though she does not realize it, although Finnick has actually realized it during the time. And then there was this thing with Virus, like she was actually so smart because she was able to realize instantly that the arena is a clock. And I can remember reading this book for the first time and I did not realize that myself. And then Finnick was actually quite similar to Katniss, and although this is quite horrid, I actually ship them a little bit because they are very, very similar in a sense that they value their loved ones very, very much. They are same in that aspect. And also BT is a genius because I feel like Katniss when he explained like his plan of like tying the rope to the lightning tree and all of that stuff, like I don't know what he is talking about and I feel so dumb. And then in the end, in case you still haven't read the book, Katniss blew up the force field and she was then picked up by the hovercraft of the rebels. And I was so angry that they have left Peeta on the arena, and I can resonate as to what was Katniss' feelings of what was Katniss was feeling. Okay, wrong grammar. I apologize for that because out of all the people, Peeta should be the one that was saved because the boy is just really, really good. He is really, really good for this world, and I don't know. Anyway, so yeah, that's it for this reading vlog. Thank you for watching, and I'm planning to read the third part of the book. Also, I have an announcement for this coming soon with her bookish side. So I do hope that you're going to stay tuned for that. And yeah, that's it for this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I do hope that I'm going to see you in the next one. And also, if you have comments, please comment down below and let's discuss. And I'll see you in the next one. Bye, guys.
mile in fog patches and showers early Friday, but improving to greater than 6 miles on Friday morning.
Stars shining bright.